I just wanted to make a quick video, guys, because yesterday was my birthday and the remaining member of my, I don't know, family, if you can call it that, didn't wish me a happy birthday because I confronted him, weeks before that, like, like about everything. Basically, I asked this person to take a side in this whole situation. And the cognitive dissonance of holding on to this person while knowing that they support the toxic family members, right, that betrayed me in a very, very profound way, was really eating at me. And it's only until I confronted him that I understood what his true colors were. Because before then, he sort of he took a neutral position. If you ever find yourself in that situation where a person is not technically culpable, in this case, the person was younger than me, so they weren't alive to witness all of the events that happened, etc., etc. But in the end, they don't take a solid position on it, and actually take a neutral position on it, and are okay with leaving you in a kind of limbo state where they don't condemn the behavior of your toxic relatives, but they, are supporting them by not acting. If you ever find yourself in that sort of position, don't give that person the benefit of the doubt. Because if somebody is neutral in the face of your oppression, then that person is culpable for the time being. Maybe they will turn around at some point, but you have to let them know that you're not accepting their neutrality on the issue. Because sometimes when people remain neutral, then that eats at you. And it was eating at me for a long time without me really knowing it. But I feel released now because it's a blessing, actually, because this person let me know that if I stand up for myself, for my rights, and say how I truly feel under the circumstances, they will not care. They will do what's best for them. Family and friends, right? And people that you hold near and dear to you are not going to do what's best for them when you're gored in life, when you're sitting and you're being slapped in the face. People that just, do what's best for them in situations where they see unfairness towards you are not worth your time, are not worth your energy, and don't hold on to the false hope that they will see the situation for what it is. Because when you do that, you undermine your rights, you undermine yourself. Don't accept people's half-ass rationalizations for why they're making themselves comfortable at your expense. And I did that. I made that mistake. I understand why I did it. Because this person was the last, living family member that I could have formed a bond with But the fact that they did not accept my reality and my upset over what happened basically made that impossible. And in confronting them on that bullshit, right? I released myself. I released the tension within me, and I supported, like, the younger version of myself. I didn't betray her, and it feels fucking good to do that. And it just reminded me that you need to constantly stand up for yourself, even if you feel, you know, that you can give people the benefit of the doubt in a situation. You really can't, because if you have that instinct of, I need to give this person the benefit of the doubt, I need to rationalize their actions, that's a sign that there's still something wrong with the situation, and you need to examine that. And the sooner you examine that, the better for yourself. You deserve respect from people. You deserve people to consider your emotional states, to consider if somebody is hurting you, to stand firmly against that human, that person, to stand for what is principled. You know, that at the end of the day, at the bottom line, that it is what it is. If a person is seeing things that are horribly wrong and standing back and not taking accountability and, you know, just, and you know what? He knows, this person knows what's wrong with these people. He admits to everything, but he's not willing to take a position. And that's what irritates me and shows me the true colors of this person, you know? Because when push comes to shove, people reveal themselves in these sorts of extreme situations where they have to make a decision about what they stand for personally and what they support. And if you support, you know, child abandonment or child neglect or, philandering or murder or something like that, then you know what? You have no place in my space. And I'm proud of that, you know? I'm proud of that. And I'm very happy that I take ownership of that now. Because before, I felt like I was weak, like these people, were somehow better than me because they were acting in their, own self-interest constantly. But I'm happy to be the sort of person that is not going to sit around and, tolerate other people's hypocrisy. Because at the end of the day, you live with that, and that sits in your soul, and that eats away at you, and you don't deserve that. For what? For the sake of preserving that one shred of hope that this person, is a good person within your bloodline, you know? Right now, I'm looking at my bloodline and I'm thanking God or, light or whatever it is that I'm outside of it because it doesn't jive well with my soul. Anything that doesn't jive well with your heart of hearts, with your soul, with your conscience, you need to live with, for better or for worse. And people can define other people as good people or bad people or decent people or whatever. But if you see the true face of a person based on their inaction, based on their neutrality, because they want to feel better about themselves, they want to feel in peace, or they want to, chunk of the inheritance. They don't want to take a position against the abusive person. They just want that house that the abusive person may or may not give them, right? Then those people need to go, and I'm happy I'm so freaking happy that I, let this person know what I really feel about the whole situation instead of sitting around and hoping that they'll come around, or, telling myself things like, oh, well, they didn't know about the situation, so I can't really hold them accountable. Yes, you can. If people, are not going to take a position for you sometimes, and this is not all the time. This is not all the time. Sometimes people can remain neutral. But if you were horribly wronged and people are going to take a neutral position on that, that's not good enough for you. And, I just wanted to share that, development and everything. So, I'm free now. I'm really free right now. And I don't feel. Excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. Sorry, I'm coming down with something. I, I don't feel in the least bit sorry that, I'm outside of the family unit, because it's not a family unit to begin with. It's a satanic cult. And I don't worship Satan. And be proud of the non-Satan worshippers. I love you all. You worship non-worshippers of Satan. I don't know, I'm not going to take a position on God in this video, but you deserve better. You deserve better than these people. These opportunistic and self-serving, egocentric, emotionally unintelligent people that happen to have deposited themselves into your life through your birth line or whatever. You deserve much more than them. If you feel the way you feel, if you feel any dissonance towards, these auxiliary family members that didn't directly inflict the wound but are pouring salt on your wound by not taking a position, you don't need them. You're better off without them. You're better off completely alone. You know, because if anybody's taking away from your happiness, if anybody is, being a neutral person, they're taking away from your health, they're taking away from your vitality, and they're taking away from the potential offerings that you can have to the segment of the human race that isn't depraved, that hasn't forgotten its morals and hasn't forgotten its principles. You need to remind yourself that those people exist and that they're far more important than the people that happen to be deposited into your life, through birth, through a birth canal or something. I just wanted to share that. And you're not alone. I love you all. Kisses.